Welcome to a new episode of the XR Magazine podcast. I am Diana Olenik, your host, and today we're going to be speaking about an amazing app and opportunity that has been created for another segment of the population that really needed this help. Seeing the negative effects on social isolation and how it took a toll on his own grandmother, Kyle Rand devoted his studies to cognitive decline in the aging population. He researched neuroprosthetics at Duke University, studying the link between functional structural changes in the brain that occur with age and the associated deficits in economic decision-making skills. This propelled Rand to create a solution to serve the older adult population, and so Rendever was born. Kyle Rand is now the co-founder and CEO of the company, which pioneered a virtual reality platform aimed to improve the aging process by bringing the outside world to seniors. The platform is used to combat the effects of social isolation and address mental health, memory care, continued education, and physical health for seniors. Today, we have the pleasure of being speaking with Stephanie Randall, who is the program director at Rendever, and she is going to delight us with this beautiful story and how they are making a social impact. This is so interesting and exciting. Let's do it. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for being here today. What's up? What's going on in Boston right now?
Oh, I was just telling a friend that we just had a bunch of homemade Pop-Tarts, which was a great start to the day. But otherwise, things are great. It's lovely to be here at the headquarters in Boston.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much. We're so excited. We really appreciate your time. And yeah, let's jump into it. I like to know, how did Rendever got started? We understand that it has such a great and beautiful social impact, and because that is part of our philosophy, we want to know what is the impact that you're making and why it was born.
Yeah, so social isolation, something we've all experienced throughout COVID, has a 50% increase in a risk of dementia. It has a 30% risk of heart disease and stroke, and which leads to diabetes, suicide, so many issues, something, again, I think we can all relate to, having experienced it firsthand for so many years now. And overall, what that means is it's a 30% increase in mortality, and it's something we can do something about. And our founders were super interested in tackling that problem. And in particular, Kyle Rand, our CEO, had a personal connection as well, which is something that I can speak to. Everyone at our team has some personal connection to the demographic that we work with. It's certainly what brought me to the company. And I can speak more about my experience, but really it also relates to everyone's. My grandmother was dealing with Parkinson's and dementia, and I just felt helpless and wanted to figure out something I could do to create connection, purpose, and do something for this demographic that I think is often forgotten. And so that's definitely the way that Kyle and a lot of our founders felt. And it's just blossomed from there. That was in 2016, and I am thrilled to be a part of the team, as everyone on the team. Yeah, and it's truly a magical experience. I feel so lucky to be here.
Thank you so much for sharing that lovely introduction onto how it came to be. So what was the very beginning like? Perhaps Kyle came out with an idea, and then how did he create this beautiful team around him? Was he a developer, or he was in what field? How did it came to be?
Yeah, he has so many different experiences. He's really brilliant, as is everyone on our team, and worked with a lot of great people, worked with the MIT Age Lab, did an incubator, and spun out from there. But something I can speak more to about that is in the shift we made during COVID, and especially when I joined the team. So we have this amazing VR platform, a lot of great reminiscence therapy experiences, video experiences, bucket list experiences, a lot of cognitive engagement apps. And then in COVID in 2020, when everything shut down, we noticed that both our activity directors and the communities that we worked with were burnt out and there was high turnover. They found that residents were isolated in the individual rooms. They couldn't have one thing we love about our product is, and it's something I've seen firsthand, is when people experience a VR experience together, we like to say the magic happens when they take off the headset. And so they weren't able to have that community engagement and that connection after an experience because they were isolated in rooms. So one thing we did that has just grown and become one of our main products now is a thing called Rendever Live. And we started like once or twice a week, and it's now grown to be something we have at least once, if not two times a day, daily. We have a live VR program, 30-minute session, 30-minute to an hour session that we do with all of our communities across North America. And I the origin story of the whole company, it's amazing, but I definitely want to speak more to this because this is something that I now manage and love and adore.
Yeah.
And it's just been so special. So it, on one hand, it allowed activity directors and activity staff and the communities to just have programming set for them and they could just turn this on. There was a lot of turnover. It was something less for them to manage. And also we were able to have isolated residents in different rooms doing it together and speaking through the like headsets and communicating with each other and having that connection that they were missing. And it's just blossomed. And it's so special to me. The anecdotes we get from residents as they're experiencing certain things and engaging with us is amazing. And it's truly become just a safe community space that people love to join. We have so many communities that come every single day and they now say hi to each other across the country, to other activity staff they don't know. It'll be Rosemary's 100th birthday and everyone across North America will be singing to her. And yeah, it's a really, really special place.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, I can see from the way that you speak and the experience maybe that they are having. And I was checking some of the actual videos that you have over there. It seems that is like discovering another magical world. I was wondering how in the design of the app or how did it happen to make it to a user that has a little bit of an older stage in life, interact with the technology in that way, because when you see them it seems so natural. So I'm super curious about how did you do it. It's amazing. I think that we can learn a lot from Rendever.
It's something that, so my experience before I came to the company, I was in the film world, and did independent film and worked at film studios. And then as I mentioned, about my grandmother, my interest, I was looking for something I could do that would tie together storytelling for this demographic. And, when I joined Rendever, I was blown away. I never would have thought, like you, I never would have thought of applying VR to this demographic. But it makes so much sense now that I've seen it, especially in communities. We have a tablet that acts as a big controller that allows the activity director to control the experience for all of the headsets attached to it. And so multiple residents or patients can just enjoy the experience that the activity director is controlling. So all they have to do is just put the headset on and then look around and things that are so natural to them. There's really no coaching at all involved in getting them to adopt the technology. All of the burden is on the activity staff. And honestly, even with that, I mean, it's really intuitive. Our developers have put in so much thought and they do a lot of testing. And our main focus is to make this be something that's supportive for the staff and communities and not another thing and not another hassle that they have to deal with. And yeah, we find that it's pretty intuitive. And then our team is on hand to help if anything comes up. But especially for the older adults, as you mentioned, it's really intuitive to them. And it feels super natural. And it now that I've seen it, it just makes so much sense.
That's amazing. I was also appreciating the type of experiences. There are experiences outer space. They can browse in their streets, maybe go to the places where they visited
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
different countries, even at the ocean. So I wonder if you created all of these experiences,
Yeah.
in-house. How
Yeah.
was that designed
Yes.
also?
Yeah, so a lot of that's my team. So as
Wow.
director of programs, I do the Rendever Live, as I mentioned, but I also create or license our videos and video
Yes.
experiences. So I get to make a lot of them, which of course with
Mhm.
my filmmaking background is a
Yes.
joy.
Yes.
And then I get to do really cool partnerships where I go into cool spaces to
Mhm.
film and capture with them. And then I also license some of the top line experiences out there. So we have this amazing experience made by an amazing cinematographer about climbing Everest. And it's just unbelievable. So something I unfortunately would not be able to film on my own, and we can still bring that to our audience. So it's a bit of both, but yeah, it's amazing. And you mentioned the going to the street where they lived or something. That's a separate thing that we have this platform built where we can take them anywhere in the world through search. And that I'm again, as I speak to, like I'm crying or like
Mhm.
happy crying about once a week here at the company, hearing anecdotes. And one of them is with we like to call like family portal or building a life story through taking them to certain places, asking, where did you get married? Where was your first kiss? Where did you go to school? Where did you raise your children? And especially with people with any sort of memory issues,
Mhm.
it's just magical to
Oh,
watch them come alive.
yes, that's amazing. I understand that you also have even done additional research by yourselves as well as
Yes.
engaging with other universities. How has been that process and the results of the research?
Yeah, we have an unbelievable research team. I was with one of our colleagues last night on the research team, and they were saying that they're in like 4 communities today, doing studies. They have a lot of different studies going on at once. Um, and they get to share a few anecdotes here once certain studies conclude, and it's just unbelievable. One of our main studies is a partnership between uh, some of the residents, the patients, and their adult children, and seeing how the communication and bond changes and how their communication changes over time. And yeah, just all of the anecdotes from all of our research has been, I mean, I get to see it day to day when we engage with our audience as is. And it's just so reaffirming. And I mean, honestly, I tell everyone I have the dream job.
Yes, as
Yeah.
you said, I'm thinking like this is the dream job where you are actually feeling that you are making something that is so good for a
Yeah.
segment of the population, and to think that we are all going to there,
Yeah.
right? Like to that
Yeah.
time, and that already the creation of this product is making their lives so much enjoyable. And
Yeah.
so it's so like bringing something so good in the hands of people that really need it. That's an amazing job. And thank you so much for doing that. That's
Yeah.
incredible, unbelievable, and really more people need to know about this. So speaking about this, what is the vision of Rendever? What is like, where do you think that is going or growing in what senses or?
Yeah, so much potential. Everyone has a million ideas, so I definitely
Yeah,
think there's like honing in on certain ones we want to tackle first.
yes.
Um, so much potential. Right now, I mean, expanding Rendever Live, making sure we have like the top exceptional hosts, really cool partners that are coming in to help again with activity staff, not having to plan things and offering them experiences they wouldn't have access to. We have an amazing platform coming out called Rendever Fit, which is a whole fitness pair to our
Mm.
platform, to do a full body
Oh,
engagement.
wow.
And we're doing some studies with that, and the results have been incredible. And then also expanding to different use cases. So Rendever Live is accessible on the web in addition to VR. So I think playing around with who else we can reach and offer our platform to is another
Mhm.
place we'll put some effort.
Yeah, wow, sounds amazing. Like we are very excited to hear all of this
Yeah,
about how the platform is growing and offering more of this potential to make their lives better. Thank you so much for expanding on that.
of course.
So, speaking about when a platform and this part comes from whoever is interested in
Yeah.
creating this type of amazing experiences. Um, when the company got started, how did you come about to create this size of a company? Did you reach out to investors? Did you grow money, or it was just like it grew from 2016, or
Yeah.
how organically, or how did that happen? And this is because we like to learn
Yeah.
how potential opportunities on how to grow a company like this is a very beautiful example. So many
Yeah.
people would be interested to know how they can also contribute to a social cause through a platform like this.
Yeah. Fortunately, we have not reached out to investors.
Mhm.
The company grew organically. I mean, there's a huge need and saw success very early on. There's a lot of elbow grease that went in the beginning, and the company in the early stages, the founders secured a grant, which was incredible and allowed them to really grow rapidly.
Mhm.
Um, and then also we've done a lot of studies, so NIH grants and et cetera, to help us also grow, but no outside investor funding.
That's amazing. And that's
Yeah,
why I wanted to ask this, because these are not like there are many ways to go around when when there is a product market fit, right? Like
yeah,
when the product really, really matches the need. This is
yeah,
the beautiful spot where like it's possible to grow without the millions already in
yeah,
investment, but organically. So I really love this project in all senses, in all
yeah.
directions. Thank you so much. And how is your partner strategy? Like how did you come to reach out to them, and what did you offer them, or how does it work? That helps the grow, like the company to grow.
Yeah, for partner strategy for for getting content and experiences on the platform or working together, or what type of partner?
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that one, if that
Yeah,
exists.
yeah.
But then let's talk about both. But I was particularly speaking about
Customers?
the senior living
Yes. Yeah.
places, like the retirement, because they become eventually sort of like partners, I guess.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um,
Yeah, so with our customer base, we a lot of the people at our company have great connections to the space. A lot of people have come from other companies still in the same industry. And just everyone, if you talk to anyone else in my company, they'll all have this joy, and everyone just really believes in the product. And our sales team even says, you guys, I don't have to sell anything. Like I just
yeah.
explain why I love it and demonstrate it and see the results, which
Mm,
is incredible. So that we go to conferences. We also we have a lot of great partners already that have many communities that don't have it, but just one of the communities of many have it. So um, it fortunately spreads really organically as well. We've seen uh, great usage. We have an unbelievable retention rate. And so we know that it's really valuable to them. And so just sharing it and taking it to the corporate level, like this one community is using it in this way and they really love it organically. Just ask this one champion there. And then it tends to
uh,
spread to the other communities,
mm,
which again, especially with the Rendever Live part, I'm a part of, is magical because you'll see one community from this one corporation saying hi to another one within the same, but they actually don't know each other. But just because of the recognition, they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's great to see you! Thanks for
mm.
tuning in. Hope you're well over there on the other side of the coast." Um, so that's with our customers, and then and we have an amazing community engagement team that stays active with them. They give my team feedback on all the experiences we have. We fulfill a lot of requests that they have, especially for all across the board, but especially for hospice patients. It's a huge, huge priority of mine, is fulfilling certain requests for um, bucket list experiences. And then with our partners for content, and this is something for anyone listening, if you have any content you think would fit well with our demographic, or any partnership ideas. We brought on a magician who's a magic choreographer for Broadway for one of the live sessions. So anything else, please reach out. Would love to collaborate.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for that. There is a lot of opportunity there to also engage other amazing people that is dedicated to make others, feel calm or happy or have these beautiful moments in life. Thank you so much for that. So how anybody who is interested can reach out, or, like for the partnership, where can they go in order to get in contact?
Yeah, if you go to our website, rendever.com, there's a reach us contact site, and that gets filtered through and you'll be connected to the right person. So that is the best way to go about it.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Of course.
I wonder, Stephanie, is there anything that you wish I had asked you today?
Oh, I could just go on and on about anecdotes of what I've seen with certain residents and their stories. Yeah, it's just such a magical space. We've already spoken about it, but again, with the community building and how they connect with each other, I think there's just not another product like this. There's not something that's really doing connecting this demographic with each other across borders, outside of the four walls of their community. Yeah, and it's really magical, and I think we're just barely scratching the surface of what we can do.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing this
you.
beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Many people don't know about this, so this is a great opportunity to share it and to set as an example. I'm gonna carry over every time that I have the opportunity. I'm gonna bring forward this particular example that has many of the checklist of amazing products that have been growing organically and at the same time contributing to such a beautiful social cause. I really love it. Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to be talking to you and learning from all your work and experience. It seems that you have such an amazing job, and for sure you're gonna continue doing that, because it is at this point because of all of you in the team.
Thank you so much. It was such a joy speaking with you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode. Bye.
See you in the next episode. Bye.